Hello, everyone. It's Terry. And the picture you're looking at today is going to be what I am talking about anime, Star Wars, robots, um, joy, uh, Tezca, all of the things that you want to know. But basically, what I'm here to talk to you about today is how I sold my Star Wars collection. I had my husband put a pin in the map, and we went to Japan. This is my dear friend, our dear friend, Saki Hijiri, and Saki is a blessing, just one big, huge, amazing blessing. And here we are outside of Studio Ghibli in 2007. I'm sorry to tell you. Hi, everyone. I wanted to make today's broadcast about Saki Hijiri, my good friend and colleague, as he was to many of you who knew him. He loved robots. Now, you're hearing me say knew him. I just got word that as of August 1st, Saki Hijiri has crossed over. And this is news to me. It breaks my heart. I love this person. But I will say he lived a really good, full life. And my husband, Lindsay, and I had the pleasure of meeting this amazing, amazing man. So, how did this happen with Mr. Hijiri, amazing Saki Hijiri? Uh, I sold my Star Wars collection back in 2007. I had a huge collection because I stood in line waited for Empire Strikes Back for 3 days. During that time, there was news coverage, there was paper, radio, television, of which I appeared on most of it. I am also in the book Skywalking about George Lucas's life on page 3 and in the index about having seen this Star Wars movie, not Empire Strikes Back, 383 times. And now, of course, it's a lot more, but I mean, in the theaters from 1977 until the opening of Empire Strikes Back. Then I saw Empire Strikes Back for 97 times. But on the day that I wanted to see it, opening day, I stood in line for 3 days, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But we're not here to talk about that. As a result, people saw this on the news and they began to send me one sheets or the posters that you can collect for Star Wars. And I had already been collecting a massive collection. So then 2007, there came a time for me to sell my collection. And I think many of many of you out there, not you people, many of you out there can identify with me when you don't have your collection on display. It's in boxes, it's stored away, and you just start to have these dreams of uh, rats getting into it, chewing it up, water damage, fire damage, earthquake damage. And I just couldn't take it. So I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild. And as a member of the Screen Actors Guild, they offered an opportunity for me to take a few pieces of my very cherished collection to be evaluated by a company called Profiles in History. And bam, there I was, uh, being featured in an auction, and I made over 5 figures. So now people were now having this collection to enjoy. My husband, I had been to Japan in 2005 as a special guest to talk about my Disney work in Tokyo, Japan. I worked on Tokyo Splash Mountain, and I did the main drop. I was in charge of the main drop on the model version. I wasn't in Japan working. I was at 1401, the Imagineering building, as an Imagineer working on that. And it was an honor and a privilege to work on that. Fast forward to where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And Lindsay, my husband, had heard all of these wonderful stories about Tokyo Disneyland and also Tokyo Disney Seas, where I was able to sit and speak with other Imagineers and walk around and collect wonderful things and learn a lot about Tokyo Disney and Disney Seas, one of my favorite parks. But I wanted a guide. In 2005, when I was in Japan, I realized I had taken Japanese for quite some time. And one of the things that the Japanese tell you is please don't speak it if you're not a native, that any small infraction can be offensive. So Saki had a lovely wife uh, named Masume. And Masumi was, this is how you say her name, Masumi, not Mazumi, which is what I kept saying. I kept saying, hi, Mazumi, and this is Mazumi. And she said, no. So she kept working with me, Saki's wife, trying to get me to say it properly. I don't know why it was such a challenge, but it was. And what happened was the amazing Bob Burns said, I've got a guide for you. We reached out to Saki and his family, and Saki said, I'm happy to be a guide. Now, please understand that guides run about $1,000 a day if you want them to be with you. But Saki was doing this out of the goodness of his heart. And we're going to show you some wonderful pictures now that I'm yapping away. Let me just get this up so that you can see some of these amazing pictures of this amazing man. And then I will explain what we are. So here is, see, I'm waiting. Where are you? Come on, get in there. Just kind of get this to where it's gonna, sometimes my camera gets cranky. There we go. I just found the problem. Ha ha! Swine picture. Here we are. This is a picture of Masumi and Lana and myself. We are at Disneyland and we are all together here. Saki's wife is blind and you never know it. My gosh, the woman is so fast and she is so, she's just an amazing, they're both amazing people, fell in love with them right away, hugs and kisses to them both, just love them. Now this is at Tokyo Disney Seas. For those of you who know Tokyo Disney Seas, and let me just put my little face in here so that you don't get like freaked out that I'm talking and not showing you. But here's the amazing Saki Hijiri. Now, he loved robots. He loved the future. Big on the future, big on robots. But he loved turntables, the record turntables, because he had many records that had stories on them. But the funny thing about Japan is you couldn't buy, Sony is right there in Tokyo, Japan. But you couldn't, if you were in Japan, you couldn't buy a turntable at that time. And so we had to go back to America and ship him a turntable as a special gift because of him being a tour guide. Because the Japanese, as you may know, are very, very generous people. Their hearts are, bigger than their country, just unbelievable. And he was so generous. We spent a month there. So we went on the northern tip of Japan and met with artists, which he set up an amazing dinner with some amazing artists. And then he took us down through Japan, ending up in Tokyo Disneyland. And Masumi was a tour guide. So she set up the hotels, she set up everything. She made sure we had everything proper, and it's good. So before I get into the amazing Saki Hijiri story, I want to tell you up front that my husband and I are compiling our trip to Japan because we were a month there and we spent it side by side with this amazing man. And then a few years later, he came to the US and I was one of the hosts to host him. And the one thing he really, really wanted me to do was to take him to Costco or a Target to get him Kraft macaroni and cheese. So get this, guys. Saki loved Kraft macaroni and cheese and bacon. And it was cheaper for him to grab a box of 24, like you can get at Target or you can get at Costco, and put it in his luggage and take it home. And that's what he really wanted from us. Among taking him out to dinner and everything, he did smoke like a chimney. And oh man, my first night, I got very, very sick because I'm allergic to secondhand smoke. And then he was very sweet about trying not to smoke around me because he could see that I was allergic. So I'm just going to give you a few tastes today about this amazing man and about my love of anime. Okay, ready? Anime. Here we go. So I'm 16 and I meet the father of anime, Dr. Osamu Tezuka. And Dr. Tezuka starts to, now Tezuka, if you don't know who this man is, and forgive me, I don't have a picture. I wasn't fast enough today because really was, I have to be honest with you, I was devastated at the loss of, I don't see, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? I was hoping my husband gave me the other picture, but I don't see it. I was hoping we had a picture at the Tezuka Museum, but I don't see it. We're all at Ghibli. So look for that next time, and I'll make sure that we've got that picture of us in front of Dr. Tezuka's museum. There is a Studio Ghibli, of course, Miyazaki studio, but Tezuka has an amazing museum too, which is what I had to see. So I go to San Diego Comic-Con 1980. And before that, I noticed that Dr. Tezuka had been writing, he told us at a special animation gathering where he was presented with an Astro Boy that one of the animators had created for him about this big. Tezuka explained that he was going to be at the San Diego Comic-Con and he was going to be there. Now in 1980, I know this is going to shock you, it was about comics and animation. Not like now where it tends to be a bit movie centric and way crowded. This was a very wonderful, intimate setting at the San Diego Convention Center, one I will always cherish in my heart. But I decided to build a character that was from his Phoenix 2772. I will show you that, but from Tezuka's Phoenix 2772. And I won first place. Tezuka didn't know I was going to do it at the costume cavalcade. That's when the costume cavalcade lasted 2 hours. I was dressed as, let me see if I can find it. I'm going to go back to my favorites and I'm going to find it for you. Here we go. I'm going to see if she's in here. I hope she is because people are always asking me about this outfit. And I'm going to see if it's in here. I'm looking. Praying and looking, praying and looking, praying and looking is what I'm doing. Let's go to the bottom because it may be at the bottom and you have to work your way to the top. Because it was a long time ago, gang. And as this character, if I can't find it, I'll make sure that when I do my full presentation on Saki Hijiri, I will do this. But I wanted you to see it if I can find her. But I might not get so lucky because I don't see her in my favorites, and I'm not going to look in the big thing because I'll never find it. You'll be here going, why didn't she pick this earlier? Why didn't she find this earlier? And I am going to be asking myself the same thing. So a little patience here while I see if I can find it. If I can't find it, then we will move on, which I will promise you I will do in a minute here if I cannot find this outfit, and it looks like I cannot find my outfit. But I promise you I will make sure I have this picture for you later. But anyway, Phoenix 272 was the story of the Little Mermaid. And I'm trying to find how to get out of this. No. Okay. It's very challenging with photos to find out how do I get out of this to get to my, oh, there we go. I found it. Sorry, guys. Just don't know how to operate my phone. So we're going to go back to this. But anyway, when I was at the San Diego Comic Book Convention, what happened was that I met Dr. Tezuka and I had drawn two characters from Phoenix, from Dodoro, Hyakimaru, and what Tezuka did was he gave me this drawing as a gift for trading with him. This is Olga. This is the outfit, and I'll show you my outfit next time. This is Tezuka's signature in what they call the English or hiragana, and then in Japanese. So there it is. And the idea that Saki did for me was to take me to the Tezuka Museum. Let's just zap in on the family and take a look at how happy he looks here. And then let me turn it because it looks like that's the way it should be. There you go. And then here we are standing. and enjoying ourselves. I think this looks like this might be Disneyland. But Saki made sure that I met the people of the Tezuka Museum, and that picture will be in the Tezuka Museum. And I was going to arrange with Saki to perhaps be the ambassador when I just found out that he passed away. I mean, we talked about it before, but passed away. So he is a robot person, loves robots, loves everything about him. And he had a robot shop, robot exhibit, not shop. And I think I want to say it was in Nagoya, but I may be wrong. So we'll be more detailed later. But I just wanted to celebrate him today because he's so amazing. We had so much fun. This man could smoke pack after pack of cigarettes and outrun us like crazy. I couldn't believe it. Well, of course, we were laden with luggage. We had packed way too much luggage, but just an amazing man. Loved robots. So because he was my guide and because he said that he would not take a dime for it. I mean, we paid for, we tried hard as a good guest to make sure we paid for his food. And anytime we stayed anywhere, we were take care of his room. But his wife had laid the groundwork from the tip of the northern tip of Japan all the way down to Tokyo Disneyland, where we finished. And it was a dream come true for me. I've been trying to get to Japan like crazy and never succeeding. So we came up with an idea because of his love of robots and his robot museum and so on and so forth. Lindsay and I, that's my husband, designed for Saki this little special robot. Here he is. Lindsay did the drawing, and this is the little robot we made, just a one-of-a-kind, special little robot for Saki. And he loved it. And it says here, his art proof 2007 Saki Hijiri, thank you. So on here it says designed by Lindsay Jackson, sculpted by TERRI HARDIN, 2007. And this is one that I made 3. I made one for the artist, that's me. I made one for Bob Burns, who introduced us to the amazing Saki Hijiri, and then one that was Saki's. So he was very excited to get it. The Japanese are very dignified, and he got a bit emotional, which touched my heart. We are going to show you, not today, but be sure to tune in when I announce when I'm really going to dig deep into my Japan trip with Saki Hijiri and his lovely family. But today, I just wanted to give you little tastes of what you're going to see. So because of Dr. Tezuka, my love of anime, my love of Japan, etc., 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 Dr. Tezuka signed this book for me. I had it hardbound. This is Dororo. Dororo. And it opens like a Japanese book. And you'll see on the inside this sketch. This is a sketch by Dr. Osamu Tezuka. So this is very, very special. He does not do this much. And now that he's gone, he doesn't do it at all. He's enjoying his days in heaven. But this book was what led to my love of Japan came from this wonderful book and from everything Dr. Tezuka, Kim of the White Lion, Astro Boy, Dororo, Phoenix 2772. So Tezuka, amazing. Tezuka leads to Miyazaki. Saki takes us to both. Okay, so there's the timeline right there. So we're going to take you through some pictures, just sort of a scrapbook of my adventures and Lindsay's adventures in Japan to celebrate Saki. Now, Saki Hijiri also took us to Kaiudo. Kaiudo is a place that does these amazing garage kits. And he told me that when I went there, we were going to meet the president. And I'm a very outspoken American girl. Oh, really? I am. And so we were sitting in the office and we had brought gifts for the president as well. So the idea is when you're traveling in Japan if someone is doing something very special for you, you want to make sure you have some sort of little gift that you can give them, and they love it, whatever it is. So when I stayed at the hotel uh, that had been arranged for Lindsay and I made sure we had the Pirates of the Caribbean Disney dollars. You remember those? They were like a $20 or something like that. And I bought a stack, and maybe the list, but they were, they had the pearl, and they had all the different, they had the black pearl, they had all the different, and they were Disney dollars. Anytime I gave them to people, they thought they were real money. And I kept saying, no, 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 they're a collectible found in America. And this is my gift to you as a thank you. And they were just thrilled. Saki loved it. He was so honored to see that we respected every single person we met when we were there, because I had been reading about Japan since I was a little girl, and I knew they were generous. I knew if you pointed to something, they would give it to you, which we experienced. So we had to be very careful. We had to be so careful. But I will share more with you on that. I just wanted to today, because I just heard about his passing, and my heart goes out to his family. And when he was in town, like I said, we had a great time. But I just thought that everyone would like to see these amazing pictures of this amazing man as we got to tour with him. Here he is. He's got to stop for his power drink. So here we are in Japan, stopping at like a five and dime, or the equivalent, I think, of a 7-Eleven. They did have 7-Elevens there, but this is kind of the equivalent, so he could get his Red Bull. So he's so cute. Here, this is a photograph of us at the Studio Ghibli, and you will recognize this from Laputa, Castle in the Sky. This is so exciting, so beautiful, so fun, and it's outdoors. Ghibli is amazing. Here is Saki and I in front of the Ghibli Museum. And I told Saki, smoke him if you got him. I'm going to collect anything and everything I could from this. And when I come back and we show you our trip to Japan, I will show you some of the things that I brought home. And you guys can see that too. But I want to focus on this wonderful, generous person because it was loads of fun. This is the interior of the Studio Ghibli. It is like a giant playground, in my opinion, with movies and films and things. So this is a circular staircase, and you see there he is up there enjoying himself as he climbs the staircase, and you can see the date on there as well. Here we are in a very, very interesting area. You can see all the bikes, and I am filming, or maybe thinking, or gosh knows what I am. And then Saki's on the phone, probably doing a big deal or something. But this is the way Tokyo looks. It's really super cool. He took us to what's called an otaku shop, and hopefully we'll be able to show you that. Here he is with one of the collectible pieces he got. He was so excited when he got that. And then this is a very rare, fun picture. Okay, this is in Kyoto, and I love Kyoto. This is Saki and myself, and Saki is sitting next to his dad. Let me just see if I can make it bigger. There we go. So that's Saki and his dad. And then next to him and next to me is a wonderful man that we had dinner with named Mr. John Wayne. Right. It's Mr. John Wayne. Yes, Mr. John Wayne. And he collected John Wayne, and we brought him, what he's holding up there is some of his collection, but we also brought him some original letters, I think, from John Wayne that we got from a relative of John Wayne's. We came across a relative, and that relative helped us because he was really excited about this stuff going all the way to Japan. Mr. John Wayne, a super fan. And what you probably can't see on Mr. John Wayne is he's actually wearing a bolo tie. Can you see that? He always wore bolo ties. And this is our dinner. This was the last time I got to see Saki's father. A beautiful, amazing artist. He used to paint the marquees and billboards and posters outside cinemas. So, coming soon and all of that. That was Saki's father. And what a nice, nice, fun evening. We just had so much fun. It was really, really great. So I thought you would enjoy that. Here, look at that amazing picture. This is just so cool. I think this is also at dinner where he's looking so dapper and so neat, and he introduced me to so many wonderful artists and everything that I'm truly going to miss him. He would sit with me and say, what do you want to see? And we had made our way towards Japan in 2007, and when we got there it was very late, and he had a table full of artists from Japan that did everything from performance to production to film to sculpture to painting, everything. And I got to sit with them and talk to them. And then we stayed at a dear friend Saki's house. And it's more than tongue can tell, guys, more than tongue can tell. But I wanted to celebrate a man who loved robots, who loved technology, who adored being with us and taught us that some of the best food in Japan is found in the train station, because the Japanese people had been buzzing about so fast that it came to the attention that it would be great to put some of the best restaurants in the train station. And we often ate there. I was like, the train station, really? And then I will leave you with this story. When you go out to eat, you must establish with your host who's paying. Now, I say this to you, the people of America who have not been in Japan, because if they take you, they're going to pay. Now, usually this is fine, because you can say, hey, well, let me get the lunch and you get the dinner, kind of like we do here. But in Japan, it's a very serious deal. So one of the things that Saki said to me was, where would you like to go eat? And I said sushi. Because if you like fish, which I live for it, in fact, the fish can barely get out of the water before I want to eat them, is that Japan has the best fish of anywhere. I mean, they are an island. And it is amazing. And their sushi is even more amazing. You're not going to find it better than in Japan, where sushi originated, yes? Sushi means with rice. Sashimi means raw fish, okay? So we go to this restaurant that Saki tells Lindsay and I is going to be the best fish we've ever had in our lives. But he takes us on such this weird, crazy, convoluted way that, and I'm going to put his picture up so you can just look at this. I mean, look at this guy's face. He's up to something. He was always thinking. Doesn't like temples. We went and saw a couple of temples and he was like super bored. So he was really excited to take me to the sushi restaurant, but I kept saying, Saki, please let me pay. Now, 2 infractions I've made there. Number 1, let me pay, but thanks for playing. Now you're really labeled as an American. But also a woman who is saying to him, please don't pay, let me pay, because I am going to eat a lot. This is what I told him. But he would not hear it. And he was so sweet. But I will show you pictures of me eating sushi, which would be embarrassed for most people, but not me, because I ate until I couldn't breathe. And then I said, please let me pay one more time. I know it's against protocol, but please. And he paid for it, but he looked at me and he said, no more sushi for you. So after that, I let him pick the meals because he always chose well. But we had fun. He took us to meet his dad and have dinner, as you saw. And then we spent a month together going down. We took the bullet train. My mom asked if I saw Mount Fuji, and I saw it in the bullet train. We were on our way to some other areas that were really important to me. Saki even gripped, his heart in his hands and took me to see the location where they filmed Memoir of a Geisha, because I loved that film. But Saki really hated it because it wasn't Japanese people. A lot of the people were Chinese and they played Japanese roles, and that really offended him. So me going, oh, I remember that. Oh my gosh. Oh, he was just like, ugh. but he was really sweet about it. He was so, so sweet about it. And we had such a good time. So please think in the future, look for my announcement. I'm going to give you lots of running room because I'm going to do a very special public tribute on my YouTube channel of this amazing man, Saki Hijiri. So many accomplishments. So, whoops, look at that. See, he just messes with you. There he is again. Okay, cool. All right, there he is. Let's turn it so that he's bigger. There you go. All right, I'll get this. Um, yes, he was a doll. He took us to places for that. It was just fantastic. I cannot tell you how fantastic it was. There are wonderful stories, tons of stories that I can tell you. One of my friends, or one, we met this beautiful woman who traveled between Tokyo, Japan, and the LA area or California. And she was really cute because she says, a uh, I've got to find a senseless toy. Everyone in my office wants a toy that means nothing because the Japanese are really well known for having a toy that does nothing but entertain you. It doesn't have a function. It's not a watch. It's nothing, nothing super special, other than it entertains you. And she was looking and she was looking, and then she met up with us. And I said to her, she told me, and I said to her, I said, I've got it. Because Saki had taken us to the Ginza, which is the toy capital of Tokyo, Japan. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. The Ginza has a 7-story toy store, and each level has something magical. So it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling how wonderful it is. And I'll show you some toys that I got from there. In fact, I'm selling one of them. So if you're interested in getting it, you can reach out to me, but not today. That's going to happen in the future. Anyway, so I pulled out this toy called the Humping Dog. True story, the Humping Dog. Saki thought that was so funny to show me this dog, but it merely plugs into your USB port back in 2007, and it just humps your computer all day. I'm serious. It is a dog. You can look on eBay. I think they have them. Amazon may even carry them now. And the dog is just humping your computer all day, and you just laugh and laugh. I actually said, I don't think I could be comfortable watching this dog hump my computer all day. So Saki bought me the G-rated version, which is the sit-up dog. For you, Terry, since you're a little more, prudish or whatever he said, we're going to get you the sit-up dog that does sit-ups instead. So I have the sit-up dog, and I brought home for my friends the humping dog. And then this ended up being the toy for the computer office, a senseless toy that does nothing but hump your computer all day and make you laugh. So there you go, the humping dog from Japan. We also went to Disneyland, so we'll talk about that. But today, do me a favor, put your hands together and say a little prayer at how much we miss you, Saki Hijiri, how much we love you, Saki Hijiri, and how happy I am that you are now in heaven and not sick anymore and able to be with all of your favorites, Dr. Tezuka, Ray Harryhausen, and so many people that you loved and got to see when you were out here, when you visited us in LA. And you probably are going to get all the Kraft macaroni and cheese and add your bacon. Yikes. And enjoy that and listen to anything you want to now. But now you can fly with your wings, and robots, I know, have always been your love in your life and your family. And we love you, and we're going to miss you. And you were just the sweetest, warmest, kindest human being who made every dream come true when we were in Japan. Just there wasn't a single day that I wasn't so grateful for you and how you led us in the lives to share the lives of your family, including your father. So, with that, I'm going to pull up this little robot here again. Hold him up here and let you see him inside his little dome, and say, Saki, I love you, to the family. I'm sorry for your loss and mine as well. And guys, stay tuned for the big, long version of our trip to Japan and some of the wonderful places we visited with Saki Hijiri. You'll get to see some lovely snippets from Studio Ghibli, a couple of shots outside of, or in the Tezuka Museum and outside of the Tezuka Museum, and all kinds of good stuff. And it's all because Saki Hijiri and his lovely wife and child made it happen. Now, I'll leave you with one more story before I go. I know you thought I was going to sign off, didn't you? But I decided to give you one more story. When Saki was here, his wife, Mesumi, sorry, still I'm not saying it as right as I could. Loved the Segway. And you remember I mentioned to you that she was blind. And so she was very excited to ride the Segway. So we were out in our front yard on our street. We have a side street, so it wasn't very populated. And Lindsay had her step up on the Segway, two-wheeled vehicle. You know, you saw it from something, Mall Cop, I think he was on a Segway. Anyway, look it up. It's an amazing vehicle. They have all-terrain versions and they have the street versions. We had a street version. And he showed her how to use the controls. She felt it, and then he said, start out slow. And I'm not kidding you. She took off like a race car. And my husband was chasing her, was worried because, but what we forget about when one of your senses is taken is that your other senses compensate. And man, she flew down that street. And it was nighttime. So my husband is running saying, could you slow down? Could you slow down? But she just, and then she spun it and she came back. And it was very impressive. It was so impressive. It was so amazing. We had a nice dinner, and they wanted to see the Segway. They wanted to see my studio. And they just wanted to experience our home as we had been brought to experience their home. So again, I want to say thank you. I love you more than tongue can tell. We love you more than tongue can tell. And we're going to miss you, buddy. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you so, so, so much. So as I close, I'm going to give you this picture one more time and say, I cherish our time together. And I hope that you will join me at a future date to really learn more about this man. Or you might search his name, because he touched so many hearts all over the world with his museum, with his kindness, with his sweetness, with his energy about science fiction, the future. And you'll get to see more tributes and hear more specific stories. So you might want to put his name in YouTube and look for him. But he died on August 1st of cancer. And we're just sorry to see him go. So everyone, hugs and kisses. I love you very much. Cherish your friends, because you never know how long we all have. And be grateful and be as human as you possibly can. And do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. So if you're feeling down and depressed and sad, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You don't need to go all crazy. You can do something as simple as a phone call saying, hello, my friend. I was thinking of you. How are you doing? And you'll feel so much better for it. Guys, it's been an honor and a privilege to speak with you today. Thank you for sharing my tribute to one of the most amazing men on the planet. It was my pleasure to know Mr. Saki Hijiri and his lovely family. Hugs and kisses to you. Until next time, bye for now.